Hello, welcome to Needing a Meeting. My name is Carol. I'll be your host today. And I just wanted to share a little something that I heard today. If any of you are familiar with Sadhguru, he has his channel here on YouTube. And this was a video that he did, Hard Questions with Mike Tyson. And I really got some insight from this, and so I just wanted to read it, and we can go from there. Talking about belief. Let me be clear. This is Sadhguru speaking. I wrote it down word for word. That first, see, belief means just that. It means I don't know, but I'm bullying you. Not bullying, but bullying, as in I know it, which is bull, because nobody knows. Oh yeah, I can appreciate that. I can see that. But every once in a while he'll just say something that's just like, huh, you know, that kind of thing. Why can't I say I don't know? What's the problem? I do not know is a tremendous possibility in human life. If you see, I do not know, naturally the longing to know will come, seeking will come, the possibility of knowing will come. Whatever I do not know, I believe. That means you will never know. You will just go on with your own stuff, as in what you believe. So this is why believers always need a flock. But the moment you become a seeker, you become alone. Because if you are the only person who believes something on this planet that nobody else believes, you will feel like a bloody fool. You need 25 people around you who believe the same thing. Now you say, hey, all kinds of rubbish. But once 25 people gather around you and all of you believe the same thing, poof, confidence without clarity. You know, that's how I got into a cult. You know, I had an experience that I feel to be spiritual, but I believed something about that experience. You know, it could well have been that was not to be the end of the seeking, but I took it as such. I took it as oh, this is it. This is what I've been searching for. And I planted my flag there. And so I became very confident in my beliefs, you know, until that confidence began to erode because the real world crept in and there were contradictions between what I believed and what was really happening around me. And that's when I started the process of leaving the cult. It was a process. I didn't leave all at once, all in one day. Anyway, confidence without clarity is a great disaster that has unfolded upon humanity. It's mainly because of belief systems, mainly because people have become unwilling to see what I do not know, I do not know. What is the problem? So in the yogic culture, we evolved a method. We always identify with our ignorance, never with our knowledge. And the name of the video is Mike Tyson Asks Sadhguru Some Hard-Hitting Questions. And I wrote to that, this is where I became vulnerable to joining a cult. I had a spiritual experience, as I said earlier, that in my mind I decided to grab hold of, and I cooperated in planting a flag around something that my mind grabbed hold of, saying, this is it. And the sum total of what I've been searching for, and immediately proceeded to find my flock. And we all sang and danced around the same flag. So anyway, that was a very helpful thing. Hey, Anik. In because I'm still processing, you know, how I got into a cult. Nobody gets into a cult thinking it's a cult. It's just not going to happen. We just find someone who, we bond around this shared belief, and it never should have been the end of the end of the equation. It was just a possibility that I experienced, and I believe I missed. There was 16 years of missing out on opportunities, of possibilities. I closed myself off to them, and that can become a habit. I feel like I'm kind of teetering in this place of that habit, and also, the thing of not knowing. In order to be okay with not being in a cult, I had to be okay with not knowing, with not having the answers. And that took a few years, quite a few years. But for me, that's what it was going to take to unravel my mind, my brain, my being from that cult, and to have something that I could allow that unraveling, something to kind of keep telling myself, okay, I don't know, and it's okay. So anyway, that's all that is. And Christy was supposed to come on, but she might be a little bit late. And so how's everybody doing today? That's all I had on that. But I don't know. Sometimes he just has a way of saying things so succinctly. I think we humans want to know, when actually sometimes there are no answers to the questions we want to know. Yeah. Yeah. And we become so desperate to know. Desperate people are not immune to desperate measures, to taking drastic measures. And it does. I was in a place of desperation, 100%. I was trying to get sober in a brand new place. Hey, we beautiful ladies are all here, and yeah. So yeah, I was in a scary place. That probably also kind of left me a little bit vulnerable. Yeah, and we need to be okay with that. And that's been quite a process. I've lost a lot of my judgmentalness through the process of, I really don't know. I'd like to think I know, but I really don't. And the less I know, the less judgmental I become, if that makes sense. And that is a great place to be. The less judgmental we are, the freer we are within ourselves, I feel like, Oh yeah. I sold a puppy. The people did come. They got the one that they had their heart set on. I felt really good about them. It's a young couple. We're all together and so nicely comfortable, dear Nick. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like in a good way, not a plant your flag, this is our belief kind of way. Hi, CK. Welcome. Good to see you. Hi, Misha. But yeah, I sold the puppy. It was a young couple. They have 12 acres and some goats and turkeys. They just recently lost a turkey to a coyote. And they have a German Shepherd that's their protector. But, the German Shepherd doesn't want, when it hears coyote sounds, it wants to run from them, not to them. And the kind of dog that these are, oh, they'll run to them. And I promise you, a coyote wants none of it. All they have to do is run the way they, with their intensity that they get after when they're about to get after something. And that's all they have to do. A coyote in the wild can't afford to go up against anything that's going to leave them injured because, it's just a means to no more days. Lurking, be popping in when done eating. Very good, Stasia. Good to hear. Yeah, she is.
Here I am.
Hey, so yeah, I was just talking about the couple that bought the puppy. I feel really good about it. They named him Atlas, which I love.
What a wonderful name. I love that.
Me
That is so
too.
good.
Yeah, I felt really, really good about where he's going. They got 2 little
Good.
girls, and they got
Oh,
lots of critters for him to watch out for, and big dogs to show him the rope. And so he's
good.
perfect
That
situation.
that sounds really good.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I'm glad that it is a
Yeah,
good situation. You
that's
feel
the
glad.
scariest part in all this is just not having any idea what they're going into. But
Yeah.
I don't have any worries with these people at all.
Right.
They were very,
Oh,
yeah, they're just, yeah. That's great. The puppy has a new home filled with lots of room to roam and be themselves. How wonderful. And not only does the puppy have 12 acres that they have, but that his parents live next door, so they can patrol that area too.
oh, there you go.
Patrol area. They like that. They like having an
Yeah,
area to patrol.
that is really good. I'm so glad.
I know.
I would think that they kind of become like like you become attached to them and you want to make sure that they're,
They're okay.
they go to good places. And you can see it's so cold in my office. You can see the steam rising up off my coffee. Can you see
Yeah.
it every once in a
Yeah.
while?
Yeah. That's why I'm not in my studio.
I had to turn the furnace on or the fireplace on. Because I don't think I really have much of a fever, but I just get kind of hot, and it felt really good out here. And then I thought, well, when the sun goes down, it's not going to feel so good. So I should probably turn the heat on, turn the furnace on. Go lay down.
Hi,
So
Christy says, Henny. Carol, my phone blanked. What's the name of the puppy? Atlas. Isn't that great?
that is a great name.
I love it. I
I
mean,
love it.
he's going to be a big dude. I can tell. I think he's going to be bigger than his parents. So, I mean, yeah,
That's
he's
awesome.
he's the biggest of them all. He's a chunk.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Good. Let's see. Hello, Misha. Um, Henny, Anik. Um, glad to see you all. So good, good.
So I read my bit on
Okay.
what I got from Sadhguru and how it's just another tool that helps me
Mhm.
kind of process my journey going forward.
Yeah,
I believe in a cult.
right,
2009.
right.
Yeah.
Mm, that is,
Christy, you look like you're feeling better. Are you? I hope so.
Henny, that's my makeup artist skills coming through. No. That is a lot of a lot of makeup tricks. When you don't feel good, um, for me, sometimes even like certain things that I would normally wear, I put on and I'm like, I can't. And so sometimes even just having a lot of makeup on, you just feel it on your face more than you normally do. I know you women out there understand that. And so I was like, okay, this is it. Because I did try to put my eyelashes on and I thought, nope, my eyes are not having any of that today. So, yeah, but well, I thought that we would talk a little bit about power. and what you can do with power, and how to use it, and how to know when to use it, and how to use it wisely. Because I had a situation last night I was talking to Carol about, actually, the situation that's going on with me. And when we first get into leaving a situation that is unhealthy for whatever reason, it could be a work situation, it could be a friendship, it could be a relationship, and we start getting our power back, we get really excited about it, and we just want to, like, tell everything because we've been silenced for so long, and we just want to share everything all at once. And yesterday I got handed some information that I would say was pretty intense, wouldn't you say, Carol? Like, I mean, it's basically like somebody kind of handed me a bomb, like an atom bomb, and was like, here. And um, I had to decide what to do with it. And you know, when we talk about DBT, we talk about our wise mind, we talk about, our wise mind is in the middle. We talk about our rational mind and our emotional mind. The information that I was given was true, it was provable, it was accurate, it was legal, it wasn't slanderous. Um, it to a degree I could share with the person that that I was thinking of sharing it with. It would not have been out of line for me to have shared that. I wouldn't have overstepped a bound. Um, and that's kind of how something in your rational mind is going to look, right? Like, you kind of check all of these things and you take the emotion out of it. So if you're only in your reason or rational mind, you might say, okay, it ticks all of these boxes, so I can share this information, but you don't take into account the person's feelings. You're not taking into account, how is this going to make this person feel? How is it going to affect their world? How is this going to affect my relationship with them and all the other parties involved? So that's where rational mind can be dangerous, is because you have the facts, but you're only going off of the facts, and you're not going off of the emotion. So let's take a look at emotional mind. So if we were just in your emotional mind, you are going to be like, oh, okay, well, I just got handed all of this. This makes me angry. This makes me sad. This makes me want revenge. And you can feel justified in that because this person wronged someone that I love. And so I've got these things, and I'm going to go show them right now what that looks like. And your emotions have taken over. Your frustration, your anger, your sadness, your feeling of revenge has taken over. And you're not thinking about the rational side of it. Are they true? Is it provable? How, you're focused on one emotion, not looking at it like, how is it going to affect my relationship going forward? When you come into wise mind, that's when you take the rational part of it and you say, okay, are these true? Yes. Is it provable? Yes. Is it mine to share? Yes. Do I have a reasonable place to share it? Yes. But then you bring in the emotional side of it. Okay, well, I'm angry about this, and I'm sad, and I'm frustrated, and I want revenge. But what's the emotion that the person I'm sharing it with is going to feel? How is this going to affect my relationship with them? How is this going to affect my relationship, with everybody involved? And then that's where the wise mind pulls both sides of those, because independently they're not good, or, well, it could potentially be unhealthy, let me say it that way. But when you look at it from a wise mind perspective and you see all of it, then you can make a better decision. When I spoke to Carol last night, I had decided I was going to share part of the information that I had and keep the other part to myself. I needed to share it because I needed to tell someone, but I thought, this is okay to share. Well, after talking to Carol, um, I kind of, you know, was looking at it in a different way. And I was like, if I share this, this is going to um, be twisted against me in a not healthy way. This is going to really ruin somebody's world. This is going to put me in the middle of something that, although it's mine, isn't completely, entirely mine. And I went into this with the hope of learning how to be wiser, how to be more compassionate, how to be more understanding about things. And this was really an opportunity for me to exercise that. And so what I decided was I wasn't going to share any of it. And the reason that I'm not sharing any of it, even though it is really serious, is because it wouldn't benefit anything. The person that it's about would use it to twist and manipulate so that I looked even worse than what my intention would be. It could cause a fracture between me and the other person because there's three people in this. Um, and that person who is the manipulator in the situation could manipulate it to be like, look, Christy just keeps coming at me. And it's just this after this after this. And she's kicking me while I'm down. And all of this stuff is happening. And it could make that other person really look at me differently and look at our relationship differently. Whereas if I just, what I learned from talking to Carol last night was if I just step back, all of this stuff is going to come out.
Yeah.
And it's going to come out at the right time from the right people. And it is going to be factual and it is going to be proven and it is going to be um it and it's going to be from someone that this manipulative person can't twist around and say, well, look what she's doing to me. And then I thought about it afterwards and I thought, why did I have the need to share this? Was I really wanting to share this because it's like, you need to know this? A little bit, yeah. Was it some of, look, I'm right, I'm right, I'm right? Yeah, it was some of that too. Because part of coming out of trauma and part of coming out of abusive relationships where your mind has kind of been muddled is that you have a need to prove that you're right. And you're not proving that you're right to everybody else. You're proving that you're right to yourself
Yeah.
because you've been gaslit so much. And so I'm at the point in my life where I looked at it and I'm like, do I need to really prove to myself I'm right? No, I don't. I know I'm right. What is it? What good is it going to do me to hand this person that I love um, this atomic bomb?
Yeah.
This person's already not in the most, I mean, I don't want to say emotionally fragile, but, this person's already in a tough situation anyway. Why would I do that to them? And
Yeah.
so what I did instead was this morning when I talked to the person that I was thinking of giving this information package to, I said, I was thinking about it last night and I want to make a commitment to you and I want to make a commitment to myself for the rest of the year. I'm going to work on being a better, um, whatever my relationship is to you, wife, um, girlfriend, boyfriend, partner, employee, whatever, this year. And I'm going to practice staying in my lane and I'm going to focus on myself and what is here. And I'm going to focus less on your family and less on what's going on with you because you're a grown up and you don't need me to fix it for you. And I shouldn't feel like I have to fix it for you because that's not helpful either. And I'm going to work on being a better listener and being more present and understanding, like really staying in my lane and really working on being even more aware. And so I was really proud of that because I went from this place of I'm gonna share this to like probably not the best idea. And had I not talked to Carol, I wouldn't have ended up there. I mean, I really wouldn't have. And so it's good to share these things with somebody because in our minds we can justify them to the point that suits us and we're justifying it to ourselves about us and why we should. And even as wise as I might seem, I am not always wise. And in my hobbit rage, which has varying levels, and it's important to know that everybody can benefit from taking a step back and, talking to someone else, getting a different perspective. Um, and, and I just wanted to thank you, Carol, for being there for me last night to help me. And then, committing to taking that and taking it a step further, and then making a commitment to yourself and to that other person of, I'm going to be better. And I still didn't say, well, I had all of this stuff I was going to tell you, but I'm not going to tell you, but I'm just going to tell you I'm going to be a better, more awesome, blah, blah, blah to you. That's not it either. It's really looking at, okay, why did I feel the need to share this? And how can I be better? And so I wanted to share that so that you could see how DBT and the rational mind and the emotional mind and the wise mind can be pulled together. And I also wanted to share with you guys too. We're kind of being a little sneaky here, just to let you in on it. You guys are learning how to ground yourselves and how to do box breathing to, when you get in these situations, to go, if somebody says, do your box breathing, you're like, oh, I know how to do that. The meditations that we do, they're grounding meditations. So even if in the moment you're like, okay, all right, I need to meditate. Christy said something about roots going to the center of the earth, and starting at the top of my head and mashing all of the stuff down, and then bringing it all back up, and throwing a rock. Okay, I'm focusing all of the junk on this rock, and I'm throwing the rock. Even if it is that chaotic thing, like, you still are learning how to do it without really learning how to do it. So I wanted to let you know that we've been sneakily reprogramming your brain.
Well, I mean, no sneakiness on my part at all. I mean, something helped when what my husband would do would normally send me into orbit, and I don't go off into orbit. Something's going on there,
Yes.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Not
Well,
that I don't
and
go off into orbit. I still do, but it's not happening as like drop of a hat,
right.
as it
Right.
used to, you know. And it's hard to know whether somebody's pushing your buttons because they can and they get a kick out of your reaction.
Uh-huh.
I think part of it may be some of that,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
it would be interesting to see that if that reaction didn't occur,
Mm-hmm.
if there's somewhere else our relationship could go that isn't there.
Right.
With
Right.
just me walking around with my buttons pushed, you know. You done woke up the bear, poked the bear, and here the bear is.
Yes, yes. And then, you've got to get the bear, from a growly grizzly back to like a cuddly teddy bear, and that's a whole thing.
Oh my God.
Um, you know, but I wanted to share that because I not because like, oh, look at all of this, cool stuff, but so that you could kind of start putting the pieces together of, okay, well, we talk about this and this is what it looks like in real life and this is how you apply it. And um there's always something to be learned. For me, if I don't try to find, for me personally, a place where I can find a little bit of positive in it and I can learn something and I can come away improved, then I just get bitter over it. And I think this is something I could get really bitter over. Like, wouldn't you agree, Carol? This is something that I could definitely go way sideways on.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people would really look sideways at me for doing it,
Yeah, that's true.
but it would make me into a person I don't want to be. And so that's where it really comes down to is, every decision that you make, every reaction that you have, you've got two paths. You can be the person that you want to be, try to be that, or you can kind of go the other way in it. And we don't always go the right way, but the cool thing is you can always turn around and then learn from it and try again.
That's true.
But
The only, there failure is just something to learn from,
yes.
you
Yeah.
know, if you allow it to be. It doesn't have to be the thing that finishes you off. as a
No, not at all.
you know.
The Lakota have a saying, the Native Americans, the Lakota, they have a saying that something's only a mistake if you don't learn from it. If
Yeah.
you learn from it, it's a learning opportunity. But it only becomes a mistake when you don't learn from it. And I like that, and that's why, and even when I kind of told you guys a little bit, very cryptically about what was going on, I was like, it's a learning opportunity for me. And when you look at it as that, and that's how you go into it, it does kind of help set your tone a little bit.
Yeah.
Because if I would have went into this with, I'm out to prove this person is a bad person, a bad employee, a bad friend, a bad partner, a bad dog trainer, whatever it is, that's what you're looking for. And then when you get that atomic bomb, you're like, yes, and you just pull the pin and detonate it. But if you go into it, I can become wiser and more compassionate and more understanding through this, then you're kind of looking at it as, okay, I at least knew I didn't need to share this bulk of information, but I thought I was going to share this much. But again, that's where I'm thankful that Carol's like, mm, do you need to? you know, like, you know, so even in the really big things, because like I said, this is a big thing. So I don't want you guys to think this is like just some little thing that doesn't really have any consequences. It's got some pretty serious ones.
You know,
So
Anik has a great point here. It's always good to remember there, but for the grace of God, go I. Under the right circumstances, I might have been in the perpetrator's shoes.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
For real.
Well, yeah, because you think about it, one thing that you do all the time, let's say you um, leave your kids in the car and you run into the gas station. Um, that might be fine 5 times out of 6, but that 6th time could be the problem. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
That could be the time somebody hijacks your car. That could be the time it really ends up going sideways. Or, maybe you're dishonest at something that you do, or, yeah,
Yeah.
it's very, very easy to be in that. That's a good point, Anik. I like that.
And how would I
Yeah.
feel? And how would I
Hmm.
feel?
Yeah.
Wow.
Anik, you're smart. You
Yeah.
get this. You know. You know.
Yeah. I
Uh,
mean, yeah, we're all just a breath away from our worst decision at any given moment,
yes.
and it's just it's accumulating a habit of making a better decision
Mm-hmm.
that could be your saving grace
Yeah.
when when that bomb drops,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Well, and just going back to what Anik said, how would I feel if somebody handed me that information package? You know, like, how would I feel? Um,
Especially like, knowing if the person already had a bias
mhm.
against, the person that the bomb is about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It could go bad. It could go bad,
Yeah.
you know. And and like I said, I wanted to share that to show that I am still learning and that, there's always an opportunity to be learning. So, I
Yeah.
don't always make the right choices off the bat,
God knows I don't.
you know.
I mean, I'm as flawed as they come.
Mhm.
My
Yeah,
husband knows better than anybody.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, and we all are. Um, Everybody's flaws just looks different,
Yeah.
you know. So that's kind of what I wanted to share. I was thinking about that. I had to go into town today, and I was thinking about it on the way back from town. And I was like, I can't share a whole lot about it, but I wanted to share it at least so that you guys could kind of see how it all, the DBT and the breathing and the meditations and everything could kind of tie together.
And you're not swept up in that person's misery by
Right.
making this decision.
Right. Right. Right.
They're not taking up rent space in your head.
Mm-mm.
You know, their their decisions will have their consequences
Mm-hmm.
at some point if they
Mm-hmm.
keep down the road.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cosmic.
Cosmic.
Hey, so glad you're here. Still on
Yeah.
the path for 1st of January. Yay! Just
Okay.
having food issues. Okay. Well, I understand that.
Yeah.
Those are difficult. Um, Karen is asking in Messenger if someone could send her the link.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell her I'll put it. Is it in the meeting thing? The
It
meeting chat.
No, it was a Messenger thing that popped up on my computer, like in the
All right.
in
Is
Messenger.
she on Facebook?
Yeah, I think so. She's not in the chat. I just didn't.
Hey, Ro-
Hi, Rebecca. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm
Yeah,
tired. I've been napping with DJ.
Nice.
nice, nice.
That's awesome. I love it.
So
All right, so I'm sending Karen a what you call it, a link.
And excuse me, guys, for coughing. This is gonna get worse, and then it will get better. I just kind of it's when I get sick, it always turns into this bronchitis thing, and this is kind of how it goes. So, um, but Cosmic, uh, know that I love you, and I was thinking of you today, and if there's anything that you need, let me know. I'll be happy
Yeah.
to. So, and I know those issues are not fun, but I'm so glad you're on track for January 1st. That's
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah.
So, good, good, good. You know what? I gotta go shut my front door. Give me just a second. I'll be right back.
Hey, Stacia.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm all right. Trying my best to keep my mind at bay and just wait until I get my note in hand.
Misha is very glad to see you, Rebecca, all caps. We all are. Misha,
Yes, how are you doing, Rebecca?
yeah.
I'm okay. I feel like I'm not great
Okay.
because this is the second day in a row that I've kind of been I feel and I sorry, I'm not making any sense. I'm not able to focus very well.
Okay.
I slept through yesterday's meeting. Me and DJ do the little cuddle thing on the couch, and kind of nap together. And I usually have like one arm around her, and it's the cutest thing when I feel her warm breath on my hand
I'm gonna
because
keep it like this today.
covering her eyes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just not feeling like I've done. Like I had a plan for the week I was taking off, and I was going to do all this stuff that I've not been able to do because I just don't have the energy to do most of the time, and I've not done like any of it. The closest I've started is I went online and started doing the small claim court proceeding stuff. So
Okay.
I found out the form that I've got to fill out. I went through the section where you had to come up with dollar amount. And then I felt myself this morning, because I did it this morning, I felt myself kind of to start spiraling a little. Yeah. I'm like, okay, I need to distract now. I can't finish this right now. Tomorrow's another day. So I distracted with Death in Paradise show, the mystery online. That was just kind of like, I don't know if anybody knows of it, but
is that show where the dude's real straight laced and he's on an island? He's British.
Yes, he's a detective.
Yeah.
There's been a couple of them, but the first seasons are the really straight laced guy that's got. I mean, I think they've had 3 because I own all the seasons on Amazon. But yeah,
Okay.
the first one's kind of straight laced and wears a suit, and he's on
Yeah.
the island where it's like 100 degrees. And he's wearing this.
He's
Full
still wearing
suit.
his full suit. Yeah.
Yep. And then there was the one that was really relaxed, would wear kind of beachy, I actually really liked him. And then there was another one who was allergic to everything. So, yeah.
Very nice. Well, distractions are needed sometimes. As much as we feel like we're not moving somewhere, definitely need distractions sometimes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and I'm sure I'm not sleeping very well because DJ woke me up twice last night.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Our
But-
Furby. I used to have a cat that I'd wake up to him licking my hair, like to where it'd be completely flat against. I mean, I'm hard to wake up, and I used to be more so. And I'd wake up and I'd be feeling that sandpaper tongue just going.
Oh my God. Yep.
I don't know that my face could handle that, but she does that to my hand a lot. So
I was listening in, Christy, and I quite appreciate you kind of going over that because I had my moment last night where I was like, I need to blurt information because I was so frustrated and everything. And I was like, I need to work on these questions myself.
Wow.
It's,
I mean,
I'm
that you
drinking some,
yourself. That's amazing. I mean,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, I went upstairs to the office last night and was like, okay, so explain to the English worker that came in later what the doctor had said and all of that. And she goes, this note is going to be highly important for the investigation that just finished.
Yeah.
And I don't think they have the greatest news for you. So, and I was just like, okay, I need to get on this and I need to get this note in there. And, but the child services worker isn't back until the day that she booked the appointment with me. So, and then I called the clinic today as well. And I said, if there's any way that we can hurry the note, that means like if it needs to be in French and I'll get it quicker, so be it. I have Google Translate.
Right.
So
right.
I'm just like, if that means quicker, please. But the doctor had said a couple of days. And then when I called today, she was off. So I'll probably get it when she's back in tomorrow.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
And-
So I can send it off the right avenues and then make sure that somebody else is alerted as well at child services. This is there now so
Right.
that, it's not just waiting for the worker to come back. Then I can be like, I've covered everything I can. And then I can just sit back and wait.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
And
so you did get your note.
I don't have it in hand, but I will have it she had said within a couple of days yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I just got a call from the pharmacy too. She had given me a prescription for muscle relaxants for the shoulder. So I'm trying to decide if I'm going to take them or not because they always make me really loopy.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
if I do get them, then I'll take them the next time he's at his visit so that at least I have time to be loopy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Ben, no, that was Alka-Seltzer for my stuffy nose and my cold, and it tastes awful.
But it works wonders.
I've never tried it.
husband uses it with Airborne. Those little, yeah. I can't do it because the two fizzy things together just do a number on my stomach. The acid in it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I have a non-fizzy immuno packet that I can put into liquid. And if
Okay.
I'm desperate, I can mix that with an Alka-Seltzer and maybe get by.
Yeah. This is bad enough that the elderberry stuff that I'm doing is not touching it, so I had to go get some Alka-Seltzer. And yeah,
Have you tried oil of oregano?
No, I need to get into I to be honest with you, I'm not sure if maybe I don't have COVID.
Okay.
So I'm trying not to go anywhere that I don't have to. I mean, I do have a mask and I put it on when I go into the stores, obviously, because I'm not a complete jerk. But I just have been feeling so bad
It's
that,
possible.
yeah, I'm like, and I was around someone who was just getting over it. And they were supposed to be over it, but they might not have been completely over it. So
Yeah.
we'll see. I don't know. But yeah,
Oy.
that stuff works good, but it tastes awful.
Yeah. Mandrew's mom, I don't know if she still works there, but there's a Canadian company called Purely Naturals. And I had never tried oil of oregano until I joined into that family. And
Uh-huh.
I can't live without it now for my own personal colds. And with
Right
Rowan, when
on.
he was a baby, you get the actual oil and put it on his, like the soles of their feet. And like his colds will be gone in a couple of days.
Right
So
on.
you can
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
it and put it on the soles of your feet?
You can put it on the soles of your feet. It's better for kids that way. But the ones that I have been taking are capsules. You burp oregano for days.
Yeah.
But but
If it
it
works,
it honestly it kicks everything out of my system.
It is pretty
maybe.
amazing. We have our local Whole Food Co-op
Uh-huh.
has a tincture that's oil of oregano combined with colloidal silver.
Okay. Yeah, that'll
Oh,
do the trick too.
Yeah.
see,
We, this house cannot be without that.
we have the most basic herbs here. Getting tinctures are, oh, it's near impossible. But I might see when my neighbors are going into town. Maybe they, if I give them some money, maybe they can run in and pick some up for me if there's any there. I could call and
Yeah.
see.
There you
And
go.
if you can't find it locally, you might be able to order it.
Yeah, yeah, that would be.
Oil of oregano is a little different beast from the spice. It's pretty intense.
Oh yeah. Again, you'll burp and burn your nose after taking those capsules I was just talking about. Like
I
you'll have
even
nose hairs after.
I even use it topically on like if I've got a skin irritation, like
Uh-huh.
something that's not like poison ivy or something that's just being stubborn.
Yes.
It'll really start melting that stuff down. How whatever it does it well.
Oh, nice.
It's one of the things that somebody that my mom knew recommended, and my mom bought me some early on in the whole COVID process. I
Okay.
haven't continued taking it because now there's
Mhm.
not symptoms. I would be happy to send some of that to you if you would like it.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah. I
Okay.
excuse me. I'm
Manders
trying
was
to
there in Walmart's and Costco's now.
And
Okay.
I think Misha put the website up as well for you.
yeah,
Really
I
natural.
see
Yeah.
that. I have a lot of basil. I love basil. I use basil for things other than seasoning. I like to burn basil or like put it in my simmer pot. Is a really good thing.
Uh, okay. She's asking what it's called. Okay. Alrighty.
I
Manders,
have grapefruit extract oil.
right on.
I don't know what it is. Those all natural solutions work better for me than taking
Yeah.
any of the over the counter stuff. And the last time
I
I took over the counter stuff, I was out for days.
I
Days.
don't I don't like taking it, but when I feel that, that's how you know I feel bad. If I'm like, okay, I busted into the Alka-Seltzer, you know.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, I'm sorry you're feeling so yucky still.
well, that's okay. Let's see. Taking a break from caring for hubby, he is progressing slowly from his emergency. What's CABG surgery? I don't know what that is.
Neither do I. I feel like CA might be cardiac something, but I could be very wrong.
It could be too. I'm so sorry. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm glad you're getting a
Tony,
break too. Ta it's okay to
yeah,
allow
Bypass.
some of those bypass surgery. Oh yeah.
Jeez,
My mom
Louise.
went through that
Wow.
at age 82. I'm glad you're getting a break because that is stressful to go through that with somebody.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so
Mm-hmm.
glad you spent your break with us.
Ordinary.
Is there anything specific we can help you with, or anything you want to talk about, or do you just want to listen to us chat for a while? Since this is your break, let's do something. Let's do something that you would enjoy to help you relax. You know,
Yeah.
So tell us what you want to talk about. Could be rainbows and puppy dogs. We've got all kinds of that too. So,
Speaking of
um,
dogs, I don't know if everyone got to hear yet, but the people that I saw, I feel really good about the people that I sold the first puppy dog to. It's a young couple with two little girls, look to be about ages like 3, 4 to 6, 7.
Oh.
And they've got 12 acres and some goats and turkeys. And a coyote recently got one of their turkeys. And they've got a German Shepherd that is their guardian and protector, but he runs when he hears the coyotes. Whereas, Pyrenees, Anatolians, those guys, they run to them. And a coyote wants none of it.
Yeah.
right.
My goodness. And this pup's in a good place then. All the love.
Yes. Oh, and his name is Atlas now. I love that name. Don't you love that name? Isn't that the cutest thing?
I love it.
So not only does it have 12 acres to patrol, but they live next to their parents who have, a little bit more acreage, and it can patrol like all of that stuff. So they're that makes them pretty happy when they've got a nice big area to patrol.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
A. Kenneth said it's a triple. Have you heard of a widowmaker heart attack?
Yes.
That's what he had, very scary.
Oh.
Um, yeah. So do you need a meeting? I mean, do you want to talk about how you're feeling, or do you want to talk about something lighthearted, or we're here for you. Hi, GLPOB
I love
1979, new to the group.
It's a
Welcome.
friend of mine, guys. Hi.
Yeah.
nice.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Let's see. A Kenneth, I don't think we said hi to you. One with cats. Glad you're back. Um,
Yes.
I've heard great things about this group. Yay! Well, we love it when people hear great things about us.
I may brag
Feel
a
free.
little. I don't know. It's like
Feel
you need
free
help, come here.
right? Or if you just want to hear random stories about Hobbit Rage, or
or funny lyrics. What was it that you got that was happening
Misheard lyrics. Yeah.
yes. There were so many of them that I was like, this is amazing.
I know.
Hi, Pup
Um,
Groomer.
hello. Hey, I wanted to ask you. I know you said something, and we've all seen my notebook, so I'm going to ask you to share it with me again. I'm going to write it down in a different spot. Did you say there was some mixture of vinegar and something that you mixed together that you sprayed in the air to make your pet grooming place smell less doggy? If so, could you tell me again what that was? Because I think I need that in my life. Um, I really think I do. My window always looks like a Thomas Kincaid painting. Y'all, I'm serious. That is a blossoming cherry tree. And in the springtime, it turns pink. And the whole back window and the whole window over here, because y'all know I got windows over here, is all pink. And then in the
Oh,
fall, it looks like it is stained glass when all of the leaves start changing.
Wow.
So there'll be a few times where it looks like really, really awesome. This is like the most boring that it's gonna look, honestly. And it looks really beautiful in the summertime too. Everything's all green.
I think it looks pretty now, even with the bare trees.
yes. Yes.
Right?
Oh,
Okay, let's
and it's this.
see.
She's fine listening. Thanks, everyone. I'm fine listening to y'all. I've been sober since January 11th, 2009. That's amazing. Some days I need a distraction. This is perfect.
All
Yes.
right. We
Excellent.
will continue
that.
on.
Yeah,
And
yeah, I
I
get
was gonna
that.
say, Christy, if you're comfortable with it, could you send me or have Carol send me your address? I found the oregano oil that I got it. The person my mom knew was a nurse recommended to be at least 80% amount of
oh,
it
wow.
in the capsules. And I found what I ordered, and I'm happy to order that and have that sent to you.
Yeah, I will send you my address when we get done here. That would be awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, anybody who wants to send me stuff, you just let me know. I'll let you send me stuff.
Anything else you need while I'm at it? Do you need me to send you? Because I'm going to just do an Amazon order because that's where I got it. And while I'm not as great of a fan of Amazon, you can get just about everything. So do you need some nettle tea? Do you need
Oh
something else
no,
with it?
I got plenty of that. Like I'm real fortunate that dead purple nettle grows in my front yard. So the first, like right of spring when it starts growing, I'm like, nobody mow my yard, nobody spray anything. And people are like, oh, bless it, she's lost her heart. And I'm out there picking stuff and drying it. And you got to dry it outside because there are little ants that, because it's outside. So you have to like sift through all of that and then put it in an airtight container. And the first year I harvested it, I did not do it right. And there were just ants everywhere. And I was like, where did it come from? And Michael's like, the weeds you brought in from outside. And I was like, no. And he's like, yeah, pretty sure.
The weeds. Okay, thanks, babe.
Yeah, the
Thanks.
weeds. He's so sweet though, like whenever he's off somewhere, like this is how cool he is. In Alaska, when we lived in Kenai, he knew that I loved the beach. So the last time he was up there, he got a little mason jar and he filled it with sand. And then he brought back some like obadiasin and stuff that was washed up on the thing. And then he got me some fireweed and brought me some other stuff back. And he like wrapped it up. He was so proud of himself. You should have seen him. So he like wrapped it up in his bag that he checked. And when he brought it back to me, like he presented it like it was my gift. It was triumphant. He's like, I brought this for you. I was like, I was so excited, but it's the way he was like, I brought this for you.
Oh
Like,
my God.
that's great. So now I'm always like, hey, be on the hunt for whatever you can find. So
Yes.
Is
oh,
stinging nettle the same as purple nettle?
they're different, but it would still work. So
Okay.
Okay.
let me see. I seen
You
white
saw that?
vinegar and water.
Yes.
Okay.
Christy, this year we had spotted lantern flies. They took over the trees. It was terrible. That sounds terrible.
No,
Yeah.
those things are terrifying. Like,
Wow.
yeah, it's going to be a plague before too long. No,
What
they're
are
really, really bad.
Whoa.
what are those spotted lantern flies?
Do you know what they are?
I
I've
mean,
not heard of it.
they're an invasive thing from somewhere that just decimate crops as they reproduce. Like, I mean, well, the wine industry in particular is going to take a massive hit if it gets out of hand, which is probably going to because they're bugs. But yeah, if you see them, like there was God, I wish I kept them.
Are they small or big or what?
I mean,
Whoa.
well, I mean, I've never seen them in person, just pictures. But
Okay.
yeah, Google what they look like. If you see them, there is a number to call. That's
Oh, okay.
and like people will come and try to contain them.
Okay.
Yeah, I read it in some magazine I've got somewhere.
All right. So are you guys hearing this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Kind of, but it's not a familiar voice. Hi, unfamiliar person.
Son Luke, he's here.
Oh, hi, Luke.
So deep purple is good for colds. Right.
Spotted lanternflies.
Oh, that sounds bad.
Yeah.
So I guess there's a number that you're supposed to call and they're supposed to come and try to contain them.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Oh,
That's what they look like.
Those kind of look like the stink bugs that we have here. Like,
Yeah.
not without the spot, but they kind of look like a
I
stink bug.
They kind of like, they even get into like this moth form.
Oh,
They're kind of mothy looking.
gosh almighty.
wow.
Right? I've never seen one myself, but I was just like, I think I know what he's talking about.
It's
Oh,
native
wow.
to China.
Oh,
It was first detected in Pennsylvania in September 2014, apparently. I had to
Okay.
look it up because I didn't know what they were either.
like Cujo the bug. Oh,
Moth.
well, that's lovely.
Between
My
a moth
goodness.
and cicada in size, he says.
Or, well, I mean, we're looking at them. Kind
Looking at him. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
But yeah, if you see the eggs, if you see the larva, and any stage.
Okay. See, in Canada, we haven't had sightings of these yet. Right now, we have gypsy moths that are taking over and like killing our trees. But this species goes after more trees than the gypsy moth. There's 100 different species of trees and plants that it'll go over.
Oh my gosh.
So
Wow.
fruit trees, yeah, the vineyards, like he had said, grape is the first one that it'll go after.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, there's a straight up hotline. It's 1-888-4 bad fly.
Wow, he's even got the number memorized. Go, Luke.
Well, I do it,
Impressive.
but
Hi.
Your what, Popeye?
my son.
Your son?
Maybe.
Oh, his cat.
Oh. There we go. Oops, there we go.
Oh, wow. Well, it's good to know about those because
Yeah.
I
Man.
didn't,
He's
I
actually,
didn't
They look pretty, but they're not very nice.
apparently, especially if they're the Cujo of the bug world.
Yeah.
That's really not good.
well, he followed me down to the creek and Jet got after him for a bit, so
Oh.
I had to tell him in no uncertain terms I'd fuck him up if he decided to.
Oh, goodness.
So, but
Hi, Luke.
Hello?
Yes. I may not have seen him for long on Christmas Day, but I saw him now.
yeah, I'm just gonna.
Yeah, we have lots of leftovers, so I'm happy to have the help eating them.
Good.
There you go.
And they're
Yeah.
so good.
Didn't need
I-
yours.
About Thanksgiving and Christmas meal leftovers, they just keep tasting better and better.
Oh, yeah. They're my favorite.
Definitely, because all that stress cooking, it's definitely the gift that keeps on giving because you don't have to cook for several days.
This is the first holiday since I've moved out on my own that I've not cooked any part of Christmas dinner. And let me tell you, that was wonderful.
Yes.
Right
There's
on.
so much leftovers, and I didn't have to cook any of it.
Yes.
One with Cat's shell. One with Cat's shell says, "Ha ha 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 ha! Hi, Luke."
I'm gonna go feed DJ because she's looking at me very expectantly.
Oh, of course.
Right back.
Laugh.
Yeah.
She's done. She's
She's
over
giving
it.
me the look. I'm
Yeah, well,
trained,
yes.
fully trained.
That's how Shitty Kitty is. It's one of the only times she meows is like, human, you have
Hello.
not fed me.
You know, I
Like,
just had this thing that I used to say the 10 commandments for cats are must feed the kitties, must feed the kitties, must feed the kitties, must feed the kitties, and so on till you get to 10.
Yeah.
And the other one is, in the beginning, God created the kitties. And then he said, let us make man so there'll be somebody to feed the kitties.
She's on a
Yes.
diet too, so there's not
Oh.
food just sitting out all the time. Because when she came to me, she was 16.16 pounds, which
Okay.
apparently is really scary bad for a cat, like borderline diabetic and all those. And so she's on a diet to try to get her down. I'll be happy with 14. She's supposed to be 11. I'll be happy when I get her down to 14. I'll feel a little better.
Yeah.
Have you thought about an automatic feeder?
I
Because you
have,
can
but I'm
set.
home all the time anyway.
Okay.
So, well, I shouldn't say home all the time. I just don't have very much of a life. I don't go many places. So I'm here, and so
To me, it's the most entertaining thing watching a cat run at the food robot and smash into it, because that's what my orange cat does. And he's done it for the whole 3 years he has had the feeder. So, it's like,
DJ has puzzle toys,
okay.
and it forces her to eat slower, and she doesn't gobble her food. So she
Okay.
actually eats less that way. She's also
Yes.
on like kind of a diet food, and
And to that, A. Kenneth says, "Oh, she must hate you right now."
she's very patient.
Okay.
She's a very patient kitty,
Wow.
but she will meow at me. Yes. Now she's giving me the stink eye. She's
Yeah.
she's laying on the floor, just kind of looking at me.
It's like the computer means nothing. I mean everything.
Right.
The stink eye from your cat.
I'm gonna go feed her though. I'll be back.
For sure. For sure. Oh my goodness. I've still got a little fevery, man, but it's not nearly as warm today. So I feel like we'll get another good night's sleep and it'll be gone.
Good. Is his
But
fever any better? Is it?
yes, so he hasn't had any medicine today.
Okay.
And Fahrenheit, this morning he was 101.2. And he was at 103.5 the night before, like when he went to bed. So
Okay.
I was like, okay, no, this is better. We'll just get him to eat fluids, get him in a shower. You know what I mean? It seems to have helped.
Though a shower will change your pH. That's one of the better things you can do.
Yeah.
It's the thing you least want to do
Right.
Yeah.
through that, but it's one of the better things you can do.
Exactly. And it's a fight. It's a fight to get medicine in him. And when he's like this, it's a fight to get him in the shower. So I've at least gotten him in 2 or 3 showers, as much as I wanted him to go in for more. But
Right.
he's gotten his 2 or 3 showers and he's feeling better. And then he looks at me and he goes, "Mom, I want McDonald's." And I'm like, "You're not ready to walk anywhere, are you?" And he's like, "No." I'm like, "Okay." So I go find one of the ladies that I know has a car. And I said, "Is there any way that I could transfer you enough money for him and I for dinner, and I'll grab you dinner too?" And she was like, "Yeah, for sure. Not a problem."
Right. Right. That's awesome. That's
He got
awesome.
McDonald's literally delivered to like where he was sitting at the table. He's spoiled.
Oh, that is funny.
That's all right. That is
You know?
all right.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say that's awesome. We don't have anything that delivers out here. Like I remember when I first moved here, they just had gotten DoorDash. And they're like, "Oh, have you heard of this thing called DoorDash? They bring you your food." They were like so in shock. And I'm like, yeah, they've also got Postmates, Uber Eats, delivery. Like, y'all don't know about this?
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I'm not even making this up. The town I live in does not have a bus system. It does not have a cab company. It does not have Uber. It does not have Lyft. So, like, unless you know someone in town who can give you a ride if your car breaks down, you are hoofing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, how do y'all get around if you don't have a public transportation system or ride share or anything? And they're like, "Well, you call your cousin?" I'm like, "What if you don't have a cousin?" They're like, "Well, you call your aunt?" I'm like, oh, okay. I have no one. Who do I call? They're like, "Oh, bless it. Ain't you pitiful? Here's my number. You call me if you need a ride." Like, part of me just wanted to be really ornery and be like, "I need a ride."
Oh my God, I love it.
He was like, so excited about DoorDash, and I just thought, where did I move to?
That was the last house. We were in it. We were 25 minutes either direction from the bigger towns around us, which were still small towns. Okay.
Yeah.
That neither one of them had Uber Eats. Neither one of them had Lyft. Those towns that were 25 minutes away. So where we were, it was just farm fields. Absolutely everywhere. And like luckily I knew the neighbor across the road and her 2 boys. There was an abandoned runway across the street from us. So her two boys and Rowan would end up running up and down this runway like all day, every day. Like, you know what? Whatever. It's a highway that we lived on, but it's like there's barely any cars.
Right, right. If we
like
want to
Guys,
if we want to go anywhere, like if you want to do real shopping, we either have to drive an hour and 45 minutes to Lexington, or we've
Okay.
got to drive 2 hours to Knoxville, Tennessee, or we can drive 3.5 hours to Nashville. So there is nothing close. Like if you don't have it here, I mean, there's like little town, like there's a town called London, but they don't have a whole lot more than we do, like some does.
Yeah.
I am in Kentucky. That's where I'm at. Yeah.
Okay.
So
My goodness.
when I first moved here, I gotta tell you, so I'm like very health conscious, and I have never seen so much, and I'm not judging anybody. I'm just saying, I've never seen so much bologna logs, like logs of bologna, and Mountain Dew and Diet Mountain Dew and Coke. People would have like 12, 24 cases of soda in their cart, and then on top of it, they had like bologna and Kraft mac and cheese. And I'm not judging anybody if you eat that, and like chicken nuggets. And I was like, okay. And then one lady turned around and she was looking at the stuff I was putting, and I had like mushroom coffee and dragon fruit and like no meat and all this stuff. And she goes, "You ain't from here, are you?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not." And she goes, "I can tell." And I said, "Really? How can you tell?" And I was just kind of being a little shitty. I'm not even gonna lie. You could tell. And she goes, "Well, first of all, you ain't got no bologna. You ain't got no meat. You don't have a pop," which that word, every time I hear pop, I think of like pop,
Yeah.
And, and then she goes, "Would you like to come to the Baptist church with me? We'll get you a church family." And I was like, "Thank you. I'm good."
Yeah.
I was like, oh my, that was like one of my first experiences. So yeah.
Bologna steaks is all I can think of when you talk about these logs of bologna. Bologna steaks. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
Oh
Kenneth,
my goodness.
my mom used to live in South Texas. She was in Alamo, which is about 10, 15 minutes from McAllen.
Okay.
And I lived there for a year with her when she had her open heart surgery there in the Rio Grande Valley.
Nice.
Okay.
I don't know if that's the same South Texas that you're in, but it's as far south as you can get pretty much in Texas.
Yeah.
My husband is currently in West Texas. He's in El Paso.
Yeah.
And yeah, Texas is big. And Tammy, yay!
Yes.
I've
Yes.
so much
And
fun is in Nashville.
yes.
That's great.
You know where he is. That's so good.
That's awesome.
It's got to
That's
be
Yeah.
a relief. It's got to be.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My goodness. I'm happy that you have at least been able to locate him. That's
Right.
I can't imagine what that would feel like. So, yay.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm glad that you found him. I know that was very stressful for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
The New York accent. I had one of my friends for a long time was from, well, her parents grew up in the Bronx, and then she now lives in Westchester County. But to hear her talk, she'd be like, "I gotta go put out the dog and get in the drawer and get some coffee." And I'm just like, "Oh my gosh, that is so hilarious." I would just ask her. I'd be like, "So what are you gonna do with your dog? What do you?" And she's like, "Dog," and then the things that she would say, like I would try to say them, and it just doesn't sound the same. But I love that accent. Like you just sound tough, even if you're not tough. You just sound tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds like you're I don't know. I always think of the Grace movie and like the tough girls, you know what I mean? I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh, every single time I hear the New York accent, I go directly to the Grace movie in my head.
That's awesome.
I spent my
Oh,
teens in Houston. Okay.
I needed to get my pop. I'm sorry.
Oh, he called you even. Wow.
that's awesome.
Yes. I know
That is
you were
wonderful.
happy to hear from him. I know you were.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Texas is a big state. We've had to drive across it a few times.
Yeah.
And it was like it Michael, we had a Jeep and it had a sunroof and he was I don't remember where he was. He was somewhere in Texas, but like one of those little what do you call them? The little dust tornadoes, the little dust storms that y'all get, you know what I'm talking about? Anyway, it sucked up the tornado or the sunroof off of the Jeep and it just went and Michael's got videos of it just going up and up and up in the air because one of those little whirly dust tornado things
Yeah.
got a hold of it. So then he had to get like Pyrex and put over it. It was horrible. I was like, only you would get a sunroof that just
Mhm.
and you could see it. It was just going up and up and up and up and up. You just watched it. You could watch it. But it was like this dust devils. Yes, that's it. That's what it was.
Oh, I thought it was I'm like, isn't Dust Devil like a vacuum? Look at me.
I was gonna say the same thing though. I don't know what a dust devil is.
Henny says she and Leah Remini grew up in Brooklyn. Well, I was trying to highlight that comment.
Cute.
Uh,
I've never
Yes.
been to New York. I've never been to New York.
Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. Cool.
That is pretty cool.
Nice. Nice, nice.
There we go. Ah. There we go. Having technical difficulties on my own end, just like it's more user error. I'm like going down the chat and then I'm like, refresh. No, don't refresh the internet page.
So is that why you blanked out?
I know I needed my pop. And I was just like, I'm not gonna like walk around with you guys staring at the ceiling, so I'll just turn off the camera.
There you go. Sammy, that's
Henny says a
awesome.
family member he is close to is going to call him and try to get him to come back here to get help.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
amazing.
wonderful.
That works.
Yes. You too, Zelda. Hope you had a great Christmas.
Hey, Zelda. Yeah, we're all here. We survived it somehow.
Yes, somehow.
Oh, Ben's being facetious here, I'm pretty sure, saying, Pop, what's pop?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm Canadian.
I had never heard that it was anywhere else in the country. I mean, it's called pop here, at least in Wisconsin, especially where I was born and spent most of my time. It was pop. Yeah, I never heard of.
Yeah.
And I never even heard it called soda pop. I just remember hearing it called pop. And I didn't know that anywhere else in the country used pop as a term.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I learned at one point it's soda.
You know,
Yeah.
in Kansas where I grew up, we called it pop. It's kind of like a Midwest Southern thing. But when I moved out to Colorado, you know, I would go up to people and I'd be like, "Oh, can I get a pop?" And people would look at me and be like, "A what?" You know, so I just started calling it soda, and now I'm back here and everybody's like pop, and it just sounds so weird to me. I'm like,
Yeah.
you
I
know,
heard that in the South too, where they'll say they want a Coke and then like what kind, and the Coke would be
Yeah.
like Sprite or 7-Up or something.
yeah, everything is a Coke. Yeah. I'm gonna go get a Coke. Do you want one? Yeah. What kind? Yeah.
Yes.
I'm like, no, it's Coke, Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Sprite. Like, you know, like I don't know.
Technically, I'll be correct here then. No, technically, it's not even soda. I really have a thing for fountain fruit, orange Fruitopia.
Okay.
I don't know why. But if I have the ability to get it, I am getting a large cup of it.
We say
It's all relative.
Yeah.
It is.
yeah.
My
Well,
poor misguided children, Ben.
Love you, Ben. And getting my hopes up. I have been let down so much. I'm
Yeah.
going to be watching on the TV now. Okay.
Okay.
Well, hopefully this time, he's ready.
Yes.
Let's hope for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll send
Yeah.
out good vibes and everything we can to you, Tammy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
What's wrong?
If I have anything sweet, I would say I would have to be iced tea. I don't really drink soda anymore, and I can only drink sweet tea. I don't understand how people can drink unsweet tea. I think that's blasphemous. I'm sorry, I'm saying it.
I drink
Unsweet.
unsweetened tea, and I think sweetened tea is blasphemous.
No.
No, I don't get the sweetened tea. Well, of course, I didn't grow up with it. And I think if
Okay.
you kind of grow up with something, it's like how you expect. I
Yeah.
don't expect iced tea to ever be sweetened.
Oh, you
It
want
just
to see a
feels
face?
wrong.
Hand me an unsweet tea, and I'm like, are you trying to? What are you doing? I think you don't like me, do you? And but here's what's funny is Michael doesn't drink sweet tea. He cannot handle sweet tea, and I grew up, like my aunt, when she made it, she'd put like almost 2 cups of sugar. She'd make it really hot, and then she'd put the sugar in so that it would dissolve, and then she'd put the cold water and the ice in, and then put it in the fridge. It was
Yeah.
amazing. But yeah, hand me some unsweet tea, and I'm like, we're not friends. You don't like me, do you? you hate me. But
I accidentally bought an unsweetened iced tea once, and I threw it away.
Let's try. Let's try to get Ben's gasp up here. There it is.
Remind me what one means.
Sending good thoughts, hugs, prayers, whatever you do.
Whatever your jam is.
yeah,
Yeah.
Penny,
I
I
send
love
ones too then.
Penny, I have unsweetened tea to change up from water. Yeah. I like both. I mean, that sounds whack, but I do.
And
Well,
I
and like I said, people like you like what you like, and that yeah. But here's the thing: I don't drink a lot of sweet tea either because it just makes me more thirsty. So I really don't. If I drink tea, it's hot tea. I don't really drink a lot of sweet tea because then I find that I'm even more thirsty.
I'm usually a hot tea person too. I think Sarah is saying that herself. But
Mhm.
I'm usually a hot tea person. I'll have like 1 or 2 coffees in the morning, and I've realized I can't drink coffee all day. I get shaky and it affects me really, really bad.
Yeah.
So I bought some decaffeinated tea and it tasted horrible. So I just do really, really weak teas for like the remainder of the day when I'm like, I need something hot to drink.
actually, to decaffeinate, you brew the tea bag or the tea for 1 minute in hot
Okay.
water, pour that out,
Okay.
then put the tea bags or the tea back in, pour hot water over the top of it, and you're going to get a lot less caffeine. That's a really easy way to decaffeinate it.
Good to know. We're trying that after this because I'll be all hopped up on sugar.
And I'm really picky about my coffee. So I rarely have it black, but I'll have it with cream. But I
Yeah,
don't
Oh,
add
I
sugar.
do a lot
I
of
don't
cream.
add-
I'm pretty blind.
Henny is
I'm pretty
coffee
blonde
black,
too.
no sugar. You are a no nonsense lady, aren't you? Coffee black, no sugar, water, unsweetened tea.
Yeah.
Don't mess around with Henny, man. She is gonna come for you. She does not play.
I like iced green teas or herbals because those are the kinds of teas I don't feel like I need to add anything to. Because black tea, I'm still not a huge fan of all the kind of the tannin, that kind of taste. So I add cream to kind of mellow that out.
Nice.
But if
Pup
you do a
groomer.
green, that's different.
Pup groomer, thanks for hopping on. Be safe as you run to the store.
Yes.
And I hope you have a good supper and a good evening.
Yes.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. And Mandrew, I'll tell y'all, only mushroom coffee. And if you've seen my creamer, it comes in a little carton, right? Like a little paper carton. And it is soy-free, lactose-free, plant-based, coconut, almond milk, unsweetened, all of
Is
the
it
things you
nut
would expect
pods?
from me.
See,
Yes.
your goals to what it is I should be at, because I was told I was pre-diabetic.
Mhm.
And so I'm doing a lot better with sugars. I really am. But the problem is that I crave the crap out of it. So
Yes.
I'm just like, no, every so often I'm like, no, I just need the sugar.
My daughter tried to quit smoking cigarettes. She was smoking tea.
Tea.
Whoa, huh? I didn't know that was a thing that could
What-
be done.
Oh, that would hurt your lungs,
Ouch.
wouldn't
That seems like that would burn your lungs.
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
You can't do cream.
Yeah, nut pods is a good alternative, though it's not as thick as cream. But what she's got, when I've tried going and cutting out dairy for a
Mhm.
couple weeks
Okay.
to see whether I felt any better, if any congestion
Mhm.
felt better, and it did make a difference for me. So I
Okay.
do keep the nut pods that you can put in the cupboard. I do have a couple of those. I always have to have that on
Yeah.
hand. Makes me feel better.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
yeah. Yeah.
but I do dairy cream at this point. But yeah,
Yeah.
nut pods are
Oh,
really good. The unscented or unscented.
sweet.
The
Yeah,
unsweetened.
I get the ones that are unsweetened, but I get the flavors. My favorite is toasted marshmallow. And I thought this is cute one with cats, Shell. Oh, Christy, you are adorable.
I love chai
That's so
too.
yucky. My friends, um, Shell, my friends make fun of me, and that's okay because I am that weird, crunchy hippie chick. They're like, if zombies ever come, you are never allowed to go grocery shopping for us because we are not eating vegetarian beans. We don't even know what these are. We refuse to drink mushroom coffee. The cookies that you eat are soy free, vegan free, peanut free, taste free. Like you don't get to do anything. So when I go grocery shopping, I always take pictures of my cars. Like I even buy the organic pasta, like that's not even real pasta. It's like
Rice.
quinoa, like or red lentil mac and cheese. And my friends just come back and they're like, "Where did your parents go wrong with you?" Um, because I did
I
not
was
grow up
raised
that way.
I was raised very granola before granola was cool. So we were
Right.
raised with the whole wheat pasta, and I remember eating things like beet greens, and I just I hated a lot of the things we had,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
but we were probably the healthiest kids. And where did I go wrong as an adult? As I started picking my own food, that was bad.
Well, bless
But
your heart. That's right.
I was the
Yeah.
complete opposite. I was raised on fast food, and my mom never cooked. My mom didn't. My dad didn't cook. Like we ate out all the time, and I was a rancher's daughter, so like, and I don't know. I was like, oh no, we're not doing that.
I have to say, I do really like meat.
I know what they say to you in the South. Well,
You can
bless
say
your heart. That's right. That's
That's right.
right. Yeah, they do.
Mhm.
Or they'll say, aren't you precious? We'll pray for you. That's another one.
Every time she goes through the grocery store checkout.
Here's my favorite. When I go through the grocery store checkout, as people are scanning my stuff, they're like, we didn't know we sold this. Well, what is this? Oh, well, bless your heart. Where did you find this? What is this? Is this good? Will this feed my whole family? I don't. What's quinoa? It's really hilarious. Yes, Henny, I will tell you why I got on the mushroom coffee kick. Because it's got 7 super mushrooms in it. One helps with digestion, one helps with mental fog, one helps with appetite suppressant, one helps with energy. So it's very healthy. It doesn't taste like mushrooms. It's like the mushrooms ground up, and then it does have 100% Arabica coffee in it. It's instant, so you don't like boil it or anything. But yes, actually, since I've started doing that, my appetite is better, my bloating is better. I've actually lost a little bit of weight. It's helped with some of that. And that's why I switched to it. Now, it is, if you go to the grocery store, I think it's like $11 for 12 ounces. So it's not the cheapest. You can find Rise, which is like $30. I don't really do that one.
I did
Oh.
Rise for a while, and I didn't mind mushroom coffee. I tried it because I was going to see, did it help with the inflammation, and did it? I didn't notice any noticeable difference, and it was $30
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
a month's coffee. I'm like,
Yeah.
and I just can't afford it anymore.
Yeah.
That's why
No.
I went with the one that I get is from like Kroger, King Super, City Market, Dillon's. It's the Simply Organic Truth coffee. That's what I use. But that's why I switched to it. And you're right, they wouldn't be able to pronounce quinoa. I've seen that.
Yeah.
Let's see, Misha. I kept feeling yuck in my throat, felt like I needed to shave my tongue for 6 miserable months.
I've had the
Finally
Four
rescued.
Cinematic.
Yeah, powdered
I've had that
creamer
before.
is not good. It's really not good for you.
Yeah, it's
Um,
flammable. Did y'all know that?
What?
It's
It's
what?
what?
Flammable. If you hold out a lighter and pour it down, it'll explode.
Like powdered creamer?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And let me guess. Where did it say, Christy? Let me guess. Oh, I just went past it. Coffee with sugar,
Mhm.
not black, right? Yes. No. No. My coffee looks like hot chocolate by the time it's done. You know, everybody's like, would you like a little creamer? I'm like, yeah, I want a little bit of coffee taste to my creamer and I want it heated up. Actually, I am getting better at that, but I just can't do straight coffee.
No, I gotta have cream.
Yeah.
Milk, something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been doing the heavier milk, the 3.25% milk in my coffee instead of creamer. And it's been helping me a bit because I was finding getting a lot of congestion going back to smoking. And that cream was just kind of like, oh, I can feel it extra. And switching to
Yeah.
that, I'm like, oh, look, I can smoke maybe a couple weeks longer.
Bless it. Here, I'm gonna change this so I can smoke a little more.
It's the crutch for now, okay? Three big other things are gone.
We love
Give me
you
two.
and we understand.
Do you need to go take care of things in the barn? Do you want us to do a meditation real quick so you can?
I mean, y'all can keep going if you want to. I'm just gonna go put the puppies in and then I can come back in.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll just pop off and I'll be back.
Pop back
Yeah.
in when she's ready.
Let's see. It sounds like I haven't read the chat, so we're talking about mushroom coffee and how I'm not allowed to buy any of the food if the zombie apocalypse happens because everything I buy is like vegan and organic and like even my cookies are I don't even eat potato chips, y'all. I eat the the beets that have been dried up and like the turnips and that kind of thing. Those are I don't even eat potato chips. Like I don't. If you, my mom told me once, this is no joke. She's like, "Honey, it's a wonder you got friends the way you eat." And I'm like, "Mom," and she goes, "Well, nobody wants to eat those cardboard things you call cookies." And I'm like, "They're really good." She goes, "Honey, no." No, they got no gluten. I don't even know what's in there. What holds them together? They're dairy free. There's no eggs. What are you doing? And I'm like, okay. So
Oh my goodness.
she's hilarious. It's really
That would be adorable though. I can only imagine your mom's like accent trying to be like, no.
And one with cats. It's not that kind of mushrooms.
no, not that kind. No, I don't do those kind of mushrooms. No. 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 Oh my gosh, if I did that, Lord Almighty, who knows? Could you imagine with my imagination what I would see?
Right?
Good golly.
The first and last time that I got like a high off of mushrooms, and I think you should notice first and last time that it ever happened, the trees were breathing at me and I was having conversations with grass blades. It was interesting. And somebody was like, well, you're not getting it while you're eating it apparently, so put it in tea. I'm like, then you make the tea for me. And they gave me something called a hero dose, and it runs off of your weight. It's so much per weight. And so they gave me way too much for my brain, and I'm never taking mushrooms again. Never.
I've never had anything other than the kind of mushrooms that Christy and I have talked about.
Oh yeah, no.
I don't know what the others are like.
My suggestion is don't.
Stell says your food makes me want to cry. Cry because you're laughing so hard, or cry because you're sad for me in your soul? Which cry? Or is it
Can
a
it
little
be
bit
both?
both? Because that's okay. I will tell you this. You know, my friend up the street was like, Christy, you should not have to get used to the food you eat. Because I'm like, the first time I drank mushroom coffee, y'all, it was not, I was like, oh, I don't know if I can really do this. But I had invested already, like, right? I had paid for this. So I'm like,
Yes.
I am drinking all of it. And then it really wasn't so bad. But they're like, you shouldn't have to get used to your food. And I'm like, well, I got to get used to mine. Veggie straws. I know what they are. I don't eat those though. You know what? I'm a label reader and I'm really particular, and so I'm always like, nope. And
Yeah,
I'm like, nope.
veggie straws you've probably picked up being like, they're veggie, and read it and went, nope. Yeah.
Nope.
See, Sarah, I learned.
Is there hidden sweeteners?
Oh,
And I
yes.
kind of got off that with COVID because I wasn't cooking for myself. So I literally was eating canned soup like for every meal. And sometimes I would do like some, like green beans or something and cheese, but it was all, what's the fastest thing I can make to give me,
Right.
or somebody making
Right.
for me,
Right.
or
Right.
either rotisserie chicken and get it pre-prepared.
So
But
this is funny. I feel so bad for your taste buds.
I gotta say, I
So
like.
do my friends. And then Misha said, Christy, do not do those for reals. I went, oh Lord, no. You know, I actually, I truly, I do the Mediterranean diet. So I do a lot of like artichokes and sun-dried tomatoes, and my stuff really has a lot of flavor to it. It's just, I'm not gonna lie, I pick out the most pitiful things and then I poke on myself about it. Everything looks like they are the Flintstones and all of the world Disney cartoons. Oh wow. Sometimes you got to get used to your food, especially if you're doing radical changes to diet. It does happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's really where I was at. I realized that my sodium intake was really high, and I
Good
realized
night,
that.
honey.
Oh, good night. Are you leaving? Oh, good night.
Yes. Good night,
Um,
honey.
Sorry,
I
go on,
realized.
Christy.
I realized that my sodium intake was really high.
Okay.
The creamer, and this is why I switched to nut pods. It's not that I don't love the Coffee Mate, but the Coffee Mate had vegetable oil, sun-dried oil, and like hydrogenated oil, all of those different oils in there. And I was like, I don't even really like. I was trying to avoid things that were deep fat fried, and I was still getting all this oil, so it was kind of like I was trying to clear up my eating habits. And because I had an eating disorder for 30 years, I knew I had to be really careful about how I did that. So I really had to put a lot of thought into, what what does my body really need? What does it not need? What does it look like? And so a lot of it is really me just trying to navigate that without slipping back into some way that is not the healthiest,
Yeah.
so that's kind of it. You're making so much. Nobody go out and do any drugs.
Definitely
We
not.
cannot condone that.
Oh, we're not condoning
No.
that.
No.
See, Anik, you guys are good. If we get anybody come on here, you know what? I'll just invoke the Hobbit rage, and we'll send them packing. Don't worry about it. I didn't realize this, but as a kid, I learned how to make my own potato chips. Oh wow, that's really cool. That's awesome.
And was it? I lost the comment. Anik, I actually liked the Rise mushroom coffee. To me, it didn't take adapting.
Mm-hmm.
It was and I added a little creamer to it, and it didn't take any time to get used to. For me, that is. I don't know for somebody else, but
well, and I found too, once I got off of sugar, going back to like fructose corn syrups and even the sugary sodas, it had such a different taste to me. It literally, I at one time, oh my God, you guys are you can laugh. Okay, I'm just gonna start there. You can laugh. My neighbor gave me a slice of her daughter's birthday cake. And I mean, it was like about this. And I was like, oh, this looks good, yummy. And I ate it. And I was so sick. I had like a sugar migraine, and my whole body just went, what did you do? And literally got sick. So, my mom's like, Christy. But when you quit sugar like that, and then you get doses of that's not natural sugar, your body really does kind of like do some of this weird stuff. So like I mean, I don't know. If you want to be inspired, you can come to me, or you can go to your doctor and be like, I know somebody that eats the way you want me to eat, and that chick is weird, man. Like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Give me
I found doing low carb was kind of similar. Like I had cut out pasta, most of the rice, bread. I found I really didn't miss most of those things, and I had cut out all sugar. And so I found that I actually didn't want as much sugar, and then because I'd cut out most of those chemicals that are in processed food tasted weird. So it didn't taste as good as I remember it tasting like before. And if I did that, I didn't I was gonna say I didn't end up craving sugar. I didn't crave ice cream. I didn't want dessert. I didn't and I didn't feel good. I mean, I had berries. I didn't have a lot of fruit, but I'd have berries and then tons of vegetables.
Yay. Well, your body gets used to that more healthy thing. So just to catch you up, Awakened, or Misha and Anik both had to bounce. So I told him that was okay. I was like, if any troll comes in, we'll just unleash the Hobbit Rage and tell him to go on. So if you see the Let's Hear It for Hobbit Rage, that's what that's about. It looks like Mischief showed up. Hello, Mischief. Glad you're here. Mischief, we've just been talking about weird foods that I eat and how my friends make fun of me for all of the weird stuff, and how the people judge me in the grocery store line. So that's what we've been doing.
We still love you. And I was going to say, I get some of the weird foods because I was raised on some of them. So you didn't have chocolate, you had carob, you have, other things.
Let me tell you a funny story. Okay, you guys know I got stories for days. My mom decided, well, first of all, yes, I am 5 foot tall on a good day. So yes, that's what my husband says to me, where Hobbit Rage comes from, is when I really get angry. He's like, your Hobbit Rage is showing. Could you knock it off? And sometimes I do, and sometimes I throw chunk cheese at his head. So it's kind of up in the air what happens. But my mom decided she was going to go healthy, right? Now this was back in the 90s. I was still in high school. So this would be 92, 93, 94. My mom bought a wok. Now we were ranchers kids, so we grew up on like meat. Okay. So my mom bought tofu. None of us had ever had tofu. None of us had ever cooked tofu. So my mom decided she was going to go on all of this stuff. So she made these carob chocolate chips, and then she made this stir fry with tofu. And we didn't eat it. My dad literally, like, my dad was the type of person who made you eat everything. And my dad took one bite and he goes, y'all don't have to eat this. My mom tried to feed it to the dog. The cow working dog that eats whatever is on the ground, refused to touch it. It was so bad, this dog wouldn't even eat it. So, you know, we have,
That Schoolhouse Rock, a hanker for a hunk of cheese.
yeah.
I'm not going to ever get over that story. I'm sorry. All the
Which
lunch
one?
meat flying and then the chunk of cheese.
Don't threaten me. If you're like, were you going to throw the cheese at me? Absolutely effing right. I'm throwing the cheese at you. You know. And here's the thing, like, my dad taught me how to rope, so my aim is not bad. You know, I mean, he's kind of flinging around
Yeah.
like that, and it's like, okay.
Sorry, not sorry, Michael.
To know what kind of cheese.
Oh, chunk cheese. Okay, yeah. So it was like Swiss cheese. It was Gouda cheese. It was white sharp cheddar cheese. Because I don't buy. Well, of course, now you probably figured out. I don't buy like the American classic cheese. So I buy like this big block of cheese. And that, yeah, he was not being a nice person, and he's like, were you gonna throw it at me? And well, after you had the Hobbit rage come out full force, yeah, I'm throwing it at you, at your
Yeah.
head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Cheese,
Ah,
like those kind of sliced cheese, is cheese like food.
Yeah, it's not cheese.
It's not cheese.
No.
At least not what
No.
I grew up in Wisconsin. And I know Wisconsin's not the only dairy state where there's a huge big deal on dairy, but that's not what we consider cheese.
right. Well, and that's why I usually go to the cheese shops, because they
Mhm.
do have some cheese shops. That's where I get my cheese from. So, like, this is like real stuff.
Very nice.
Um,
I'm in the
yeah,
land of
Sarah,
cheese curd.
American
They like-
cheese, great.
Cheese
Edie
curds
got
are
up
no.
and she was pushing on the window, and I could literally see the glass bending.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
my dogs
sure.
are eating my couch.
They're like
I'm
pillow
Yeah.
windows. They wouldn't be cheap to replace.
For sure.
Okay.
Now we're having like multiple animal issues. Interesting. What happened, animals?
Was it the cheese story?
I think they didn't like the fact that cheese was getting thrown and not eaten.
Yeah.
Actually, have you had Stasia, do you like the cheese curds that are literally just made and they squeak?
And they're warm. Yes.
They're warm and they're so fresh. It's just amazing.
Yes.
Wow.
I will
Gotta be
not
there.
purchase them unless I
do.
see that they've been made that day. And if they've been made like a day before, I won't buy them. Because
Okay.
I like to like have the warm curd, and I won't even put it in the fridge because the whole bag will be gone by the time the night comes around.
Maybe I shouldn't tell you that I went to Costco and bought a 5-pound, and I
The
knew it
squeaky
wasn't
cheese.
the fresh ones, but it was the Ellsworth, Wisconsin cheese curd. So I knew it was a great place. And
Yeah.
I have this 5-pound bag that I've been slowly
Yes.
on every day.
It's but when
Okay.
you get that much, you need to slowly nom on it. Like I try and just buy the little bags because I will have issues if I buy the big bag.
I'm kind of stuck. I've got to eat it every single day if I want it to go away before. Yes, one with cats.
Squeaky cheese.
Squeak. When it's really, really fresh cheese curds, they
Yeah.
squeak.
Rowan calls it squeaky cheese. It's the only way he knows
Yes.
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. And,
Oh,
you know,
man,
I just realized,
Bar mischief.
do you guys know the cheese story so I don't sound like a total psycho? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know that
You
there's
know?
a few people in here who haven't heard the cheese story, and selfishly, I want to hear the cheese story again.
You guys don't think that I'm just kind of like this crazy psycho who just throws cheese at my husband's head for no reason. So, what had happened was, okay, so first of all, my husband travels all over the United States to work, and he's not home. He's gone more than he's home. So this particular time he was home and he was annoying me. I mean, he was just like poke, 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 just annoy. And we were in the back room and we were doing something, and I looked at him, and he's got a 2015 Corvette he named Molly. He was annoying me so bad. I was like, go do something to your car. Get out of my house. Get out of my house. Leave. And he's just like, you're not going to tell me what to do? And I just looked at him and I'm like, get out. And he's like, no, I'm not. Well, now we had not been to the store for like 3 days because he had told me previously, he's like, we'll go to the store when I get home. So I said, okay, fine. So there was no food in the house. So then my handsome, wonderful, amazing husband decides that he's not going to get out of my face because my hobbit rage is showing. This man wants a sandwich. He wants something to eat. So he goes into the kitchen and he's like, I want a sandwich. Do we have any food? Where's the food? And he's like, rummaging through the fridge and he can't find anything. He's like, where's the lunch meat? So I go over and I am like livid. So I start grabbing the lunch meat and I'm like shoving it in his chest. I'm like, here's turkey and here's ham and here's this and here's that. And this was like after already 15 minutes of fighting. And I'm like, and here's the bread and here's the mayonnaise and here's the mustard. And I'm just like shoving all of this in onto his chest. So he gets over across the kitchen and he's standing in front of the stove at the cabinet and he goes, do we have any cheese? And it was at that moment he realized that he had just taken it too far and that I had gone from hobbit rage to like, I don't know, like what, whatever's worse than that. Like, I mean, it was like a bomb. So I looked at him and I said, you want cheese? And he goes, what are you going to do? Throw it at me? And I'm like, yes, I am. So I opened the cheese drawer. I had, I still had a lot of cheese left. I had like 5 or 6 different kinds of chunks of cheese and I'm just like rizzing them at him. And he's like, I'm going to tell Aunt Lil. And I'm like, go ahead, go tell Aunt Lil. Go tell Aunt Lil the next time we're there and let's see what she says. So anyway, fast forward about 15 minutes, this man sitting on the couch and he looks at me and he goes, sweetie, do you know what I would like to have? And I'm thinking, please say a punch in the face. Please say a punch in the face. And he's like, some coffee. I would like to have some coffee. And I'm thinking, you are a brave man to ask me for some coffee right now because that's hot. And so I made the coffee and I took it over to him and I set it down on the coffee table. And he took a drink of it and he goes, do you know what's missing? And I'm like, no, I don't, but you're probably going to tell me. I go, no, I don't. What's missing? And he's like, your kiss on my lips because I'm so sorry I upset you. And I was just like, oh my gosh. So, I mean, he did apologize, but, I was like, he told me, he goes, the look on your face when I asked you about the cheese, he's like, I knew that was just way too far. He's like, I was afraid. I was like, you could only imagine. But
we're gonna have to come up with a name for that and Hobbit something for the like extra Hobbit rage.
Someone said nuclear.
there you go. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Or Hobbit Rage 2.0.
or napalm,
Yes.
lines.
Yeah.
See,
Oh my goodness. That's still one of my favorite Christine stories. Just cheese flying at her husband's head. I'm sorry.
like baseball, man. I'm like, here, your cheese. And then when he went to go tell Aunt Lil goes, well, honey, what'd you do to her? See, she's your aunt and she's on my side. I'm just saying.
How's
Supernova. There we go.
What's this? Yeah, I like that. Hobbit Supernova.
Yes. Let's see.
Mischief asked, "How is Steve?"
Talking about Steve Molesky.
Mhm.
He was on yesterday briefly. He looked good and sounded good.
Yeah, he seems like he's doing a bit better.
Yeah.
I know Vicky's taking really good care of him. I've seen him modding over on the boat too.
Yeah.
I was supposed to have a call with him, but I've been so busy just trying to run around after everything that I need to get done, and I'm trying to get it all done now before the 8th. So fun. Just a whole bunch of fun.
Next time hubby makes me mad, I'll say, "You make me want to launch some cheese," and laugh at the funny look on his face.
Perfect.
Or you could, we have the turkey leg gang too. You could just wallop somebody with a turkey leg. So
Yeah.
you can do that too. We got the turkey leg gang. We have all kinds of wonderful, weird little inside, but yeah. Supernova orbit rage. There you go.
That's awesome.
There you go. That's it. That's it.
Perfect.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
So, Mischief, how have you been doing? I've just been talking and talking, and you
Got another bout, being around a bunch of kids and hugs and kisses and
so she's got a flu thing as well that just keeps coming back for some reason.
oh no. Oh,
supernova hobbit rage.
Yes.
yeah, that's what it was. It was like next level. Wallop is a great word. I love. Yeah, my dad used to say that a lot.
I'm going to use it more often. It is a great word.
Good word. It is a good word. I mean, there are some words that just, have a certain je ne sais quoi about them.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
Something
Good
like
French. Good French.
Yeah. Oh, oui, oui, oui. Je parle français un peu.
Petit peu français. And well, in Canada, you try and talk like European French, like they'll teach you in any school or like online classes. They'll look at you like you're psychotic because this is a mixture of French and English. Franglish.
I don't remember much of French, and in high school and college, I can say bonjour. Comment allez-vous?
Perfect.
Red
Perfect. Rowan's
dwarf
saying
rage.
thank you in French lately. I'm like, dude, awesome.
In
Thank
French,
you.
Merci.
Merci.
merci. Okay,
Right?
and s'il vous plaît.
Yes.
I like red dwarf rage. That's good. That's
Yeah.
my
awesome.
favorite so far. That's a good
Leave it
one.
to Andrew because he'll find you some like good gamer ones, and like I would never think of because I'm not a gamer, but he'll be like, no, check this out.
Awesome. That is awesome.
And when we were together, he played this game called World of Warcraft. So now, as soon as he said like dwarf, I'm like, now I'm thinking World of Warcraft.
Okay, so I'm gonna be honest. The only video game I've ever played was Duck Hunt and
Yeah.
the original Mario Brothers, and I couldn't get past level 3, and I was like, forget it. And I have not picked up a video game since. Like,
Good.
I'm like, I don't understand this. I just get frustrated, and and I'm the person who, I used to, like, the controller would be this, and I'd be like, jump, and everybody's like, it doesn't go that way, honey.
But the
You
new
have
Nintendo Switch does that. The remotes can be set that you can do that now.
Then I might not be too bad at it, but I tell you what, when it was Mario Brothers, man, that poor little Mario, he died every time. He didn't live long. There was no live long and prosper there. It was die quick and hope you reincarnate.
I am not good at most video games. Actually, part of my chosen family, they upgraded to the PS5.
Yep.
And so I'm getting their PlayStation 4. And I'm
Okay.
like, I'm hoping there's puzzles.
Oh yeah.
I can do better if you have to kind of try to think about, and you have a time limit, like casual play. So you You're not set with a time limit, and you can just kind of figure it out.
You can take a look on YouTube here and see for cozy games. They'll be called cozy games.
Okay.
Because that's all that I can do. Yeah, literally that's all I can do. I can't get stressed out with video games. As soon as I get stressed out, like my own Hobbit rage comes out, okay? So like I'm screaming at the TV.
I can't do like the shooter games. My hand-eye coordination sucks.
Oh yeah.
I can do Mario Kart.
Like those.
That's it.
have a Sherlock Holmes PlayStation 3 game that was more strategy, and you could skip the puzzles, the parts where it was a challenge. If I couldn't figure it out after like a dozen tries, I'm like, okay, skip this puzzle.
Yeah.
Or this challenge, whatever it was. Yeah.
They have a few of those for the Switch, but if like for the PS4, if you look up cozy games, you'll be able to find a few. There's one called Unraveled, and it's a little string man, and he has a ball of yarn that is like pulling around behind him, and you can only have so
Unravel. You pretty much like run around, and there's a one player, and there's a 2-player.
like he said.
Thank you.
There you go.
Yeah, and then there's another one called Stray Cats.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
You would
those two
play-
are super cool.
You would play video games for 18 hours a day?
Yes, he did. Yes, he
Wow.
did. It was
you like get up to go to the
challenging.
bathroom? Like, do you pause that? How do you play for 18 hours a day?
At one point, we had moved his desk right beside the fridge, so that we were in a very small apartment. So like one wall was like a few cupboards and the stove, and the fridge was on the other side of the room. And we moved the desk right beside the fridge, so at least he could just like open it up and get what he needed.
Wow.
And that's why you'll see shows where you'll see like the bottles next to somebody's gamer. If it's a guy, that is, you'll find like the bottles that were empty and have been filled next to a gamer's location, so they didn't have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Wow.
I will admit he never did that. The bathroom was not far.
That's good.
The bathroom was not far, so like he never did that, but he did have a magical, desk and coffee table that would, every so often I'd come over and take things.
There you go.
Things
There
would
you
magically
go.
appear and disappear.
Well, the appearing, I'll be honest, I got frustrated towards the end of that 18-hour gaming stretch, so it was like, no, you get your own shit. Sorry.
Right? Oh my goodness.
I know my chosen family. I don't think he's ever done it. James has never done it, I think 18 hours, but oh yeah, he'll have days. He's just in the basement and he can't play games all day.
That was
okay.
That was B. Steve. He's making a grand entrance.
Okay.
Oh, we love it when Steve makes a grand entrance.
What's going on?
Well, have we had a meeting? Do we want to do some breathing and a meditation, or keep going? Now we're just talking about video games. It's been a lot of laughing and joking and making fun of what I eat
But I think we needed the laughter today.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to have some laughter.
Yes.
Gamers get time blindness.
Few little seconds there with Luke.
Okay.
Got to hear what was eaten at him. I'm glad it wasn't me.
There you go.
Oh, good.
There you go. That's always
It is important to understand it was not me, and are you okay?
100%. Yeah.
And thank you. I needed to laugh. I really, really, really needed the laugh. So thank you guys. Thank you.
you're welcome. Hey, I'm always good to
Carol?
stories.
I'm sorry, you were shaking your head. Are you okay?
Oh, Steve was asking if I turned his computer off, and I did not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
we know better than to do that.
Well, I'm glad that everybody who needed to laugh could laugh. Laughter's always a good thing. Laughter's always a good thing, for sure. So you guys let me know. My voice is kind of going, so If you want to do a box breathing and a meditation, we can do it and then be done. Or if you want me to go ahead and do it now, probably need to hop off because I'm going to start coughing really bad here soon. So you
Okay.
tell me if you want to continue on or if we're done.
I feel like I need to get going with the rest of my night stuff here.
Okay.
Got a little human who keeps kicking me with his toesies at the moment, trying to get my attention. So
Nice,
And I need to
nice.
find dinner.
Okay. Okay.
I'm kicking you.
How are
you
you,
were doing
Carol?
really good. Yeah.
How's everybody else? Because I mean, I can listen. I just have talked a lot.
Yeah.
Laughter is great therapy.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
Yes. And I think now that we're coming out of the Christmas season, not quite the holiday season,
Yeah.
it's coming into New Year's, it always lightens up a little bit. It always feels like it's getting lighter, right? So I think it's good time for us to just be like, yes, it is like laughter and freedom right now.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Does anyone else need to talk though? Maybe somebody in chat that
Yeah.
needs
see.
something.
What we like to do in chat is
Yeah.
2 if you feel like or 2 if you're needing a meeting, need to talk. 3 if you feel like you've had a meeting. 3, think of a 3 as a heart, and 2 is you need to get rid of stuff. Speak.
Let me
Whatever's happening, he's shaking it out.
Okay. So we're putting did you get the poster?
Yeah.
Okay. We're putting a poster at the vet for the puppies. Yeah. With a little tear off the tab. Yeah. Tear off the tab. If you, to collar. Yeah. I like that, Mandrew. That's, yeah.
But you got rid of that one, didn't you?
No, that's the solid brown one, baby.
You got rid of the spotted one?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm 100% certain.
Okay. Well, they liked it and they took it.
Yeah. So is Christy coming back on or what's going on?
Yeah, I am.
Oh.
I just had to cough. I didn't
Oh,
want to.
okay.
I
Are you
didn't
okay
want to do
with this?
anything. So, okay. So yeah, it looks like everybody's got 3s. So, let's go ahead and, you know what? Let me shut this door so just in case he barks, it doesn't.
And Stasia, I love the series of pictures behind your head.
Yeah.
Thank you. When they gave us the room, I was like, oh, it was my favorite part right away. And I was like, okay, those need to adjust better because I like them. They just weren't staggered the way that I have them now. And now they're staggered. I'm like more visually appealing.
They're beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. So let's go ahead and we'll do 3 we'll do 3 box breaths and then we'll go into a meditation. And I just wanted to say too, I did a specialized meditation just for Stasia last night. If any of you feel like, hey, I'm struggling with something and I would like to have a meditation around it, feel free to reach out to me. If we're friends on Facebook, you can just message me or whatever, and I can do a guided meditation just for you. Just to do it so you have, if that's something that anybody would like. I just thought I would offer that too.
And believe me, they're fun and they're really relaxing too. I've done it twice already. I have to figure out how to save it now though, from like my messenger to like my phone, so I don't lose it.
There you go. There you go. All right. So
Okay.
let's go ahead and
Visit with Luke at all.
A little bit.
Pretty much is gone.
Yeah. Yeah, he came while the meeting was getting ready to start and left.
Did he have anything to?
Yeah, he did. He ate.
And then he.
Sorry, you guys. Yeah, no. Sorry, you guys.
no, you're good. You're good.
Nice.
All right. So we're going to do 3 of the box breathings and then we'll do a quick little meditation. So for those of you that are new, we breathe in for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, exhale until your lungs are completely empty, letting your shoulders drop. And then we'll do a guided meditation. And when that's done, I will keep your eyes closed. And then when that's done, I'll say, when you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes. So go ahead and close your eyes, shake off any stress, get loose. And go ahead and drop into your heart center, whether that's putting your hand on your heart or imagining a little version of yourself going into your heart and sitting in all of the love that you have for yourself or that you feel from others. And we're going to go ahead and breathe in, hold, and exhale. Making sure to let those shoulders drop. Breathe in, hold, and exhale. And the last time, breathe in, hold, and exhale. I want you to picture that you are in the beautiful state of Montana. You are at a gorgeous lake surrounded by mountains and tall trees. You hear the birds flying overhead. There's a cool, gentle breeze blowing, and the warm sunshine warms your skin all the way down to your belly. You're standing in a field of beautiful wildflowers of all different colors of orange, purple, blue, yellow, pink. And off in the distance, you see a picnic table. And you see each and every one of us at the picnic table. And anybody else that is important to you, whether they are still here or not. And you see everybody turn to you and smile and wave and invite you over. And you smile and wave back. And it's going to take you 5 steps to get to the picnic table. And as you take each step, you're releasing something that no longer benefits you or serves you in any way. Step 1. Step 2. Step 3. You're already feeling much lighter. Step 4. And step 5. And now you are joined with all of us. And you sit down at the table. And we all start laughing and joking and sharing funny stories. And in this moment, you take a moment of gratitude for your ability to laugh, the opportunity to have a lighthearted moment. I want you to sit with this moment of gratitude, this thought of gratitude for just a moment, letting it soak into your heart space and absorb into your soul and your body. Bringing you joy and lighthearted. Now we all grab hands and share a thank you that each one of us took the time to be here today. And in this moment, we send out love and light to each other, thoughts, prayers, goodbye. And take a moment to receive those and put them into a special place in your heart where you go back to revisit when things get stressful. And when you are done, open your
Could you hear all that? Clomp, clomp,
Okay,
squeak,
that's
squeak.
okay.
Well,
That's all right.
and until I arrive at work. And then I'll be at work until noon tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. I forget it's Wednesday.
I get off work at noon tomorrow. And I will be in motion from now until about 1:30 or 2. And I'll sleep from 2 to about 5:30, and I'll get up and do it again.
Wow.
Oh man. Whew.
I forgot it was Wednesday. Christmas threw me off.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, you guys have a good night, and I will see you all tomorrow.
Yes.
Bye. Love you.
Good
Love
night.
you.
Love
Bye.
you.
You guys.
Good
night.
night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. You guys, this has been fun. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for being here. Thanks for making it a meeting. I wouldn't be able to make it a meeting without
Sorry for
all
butting
of
in.
y'all. All y'all. All right, you guys. Hope to see you tomorrow. And until then, peace, y'all.